is Jessica. I guess I have to say it again. Hey, everybody. Good evening. This is Jessica. I am going to be presenting tonight the social media mastery class. And before I get to share my screen, I just want to give you a little bit of time so you can go ahead and follow up with anybody that you invited for tonight's class. Grab a piece of paper and pen because you might want to take notes. I do want to get the recording out there, but sometimes my team takes a little bit long to prepare the whole thing. So just in case, I really, really encourage you to take notes, invite people, and really share the information that you're going to be learning tonight. So with that being said, what's going to happen is that once I share my screen, you're not going to get to see my face again, but I will come back at the end to get some questions answered from you. And also, I want to do this as much interactive as possible. So at any time, please, please feel free to use the chat. Feel free to post your questions. I just come back and forth and check all that, that you guys post during this interactive mastery training session. And I'm so excited to deliver this information. I've been preparing this for about 3 weeks now, and actually I was due to give it last week, but I got sick and I couldn't be with you. And I hope that people that wanted to come for this training last week, they really get to come to see this week's training because it's going to be amazing. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and you're not going to see me, but I'll be here. This is a live session. This is not recording. So I'll be here delivering you the information that you want so you can become a master in the social media. So here we go. Then again, my name is Jessica Campos. Welcome to the Social Media Mastery class hosted by myself. I'm Coach Jessica Campos, and my website is coachjessicacampos.com. Tonight, I'm prepared to deliver content for you. We're going to be together for about 35 to 40 minutes or so. I'm going to be covering a little bit about me, how I started my business, what's my passion, what's my heart, what's my vision. We're going to be talking about digital era, what social media platforms are good, what are super, super great. And we are going to get to prepare your blueprint to get your brand so you can separate yourself from the crowd, because I know that you're probably here because you might want to know how is the game for your business when you try to increase business using social media. You're probably here because you are trying and you feel like there's something that you're not getting right, because maybe you're not getting reactions, maybe you're not getting results, maybe you don't even know how to capture leads. And that's what I really have been really good at, and that's the system that I teach people. And I'm going to be just digging into my story in a little bit. I have 4 children. The oldest is Daniela. She's now 16. The baby is Priscilla. She's 2. In the middle, we have a boy is 7 years old, Braden, and a girl is 5, and her name is Isabella. And let me tell you something. When I started my social media business, I only had Daniela, and Braden was a newborn. I had no idea about how I could do a business from home at all. I'm a lawyer, and I'm going to tell you that I was not planning to have anything like what I'm doing right now, right? This was not planned. This happened for a reason that, only God knows. So bear with me. I'm going to just tell you, I'm from Puerto Rico. I'm from the South, and I was raised by my grandparents. I take pride in telling you that I grew up in a house that they bought the land for just $1. My grandparents worked really hard. They were like not really, rich or anything. They just gave me the education, and they told me that if I wanted to become someone one day, all I had to do is being responsible, being someone with a word, and really show up and have good grades. And I did it. I did what they told me, and I went to a very important and elite high school. I graduated with honors in just 2 years. Actually, I started in my college when I was only 15 years old. And you're going to say, wow, and I say, why? I graduated from business school and became an accountant. Then I kept going on my studies and I became a lawyer. And I just wanted to become someone. I just wanted to get my title. I thought that having the career was going to give me the lifestyle that I wanted. So I started working for banks in the metropolitan area of the island. Then what happened was something kind of, unexpected happened. I became a single mom. So I started my own law firm. And that's when I started practicing some family law. And at the end of my practice, we're talking about between the years of 2007, 2008, I was working in real estate. And what happened? Nobody planned, right? I got remarried. I found my actual husband, which is something that I take really proud because I was single mom for 5 years, trying to get everything done, my practice, clients, being a mom, being a daughter. Like it was really tough. So just when I thought that my life was going to get a little bit settled and my challenges were ending, guess what? Recession came. And for some of you that might be affected by the recession, you know what I'm talking about. We're talking about houses getting underwater. We are talking about business crashing, starting from zero. And this was the year when Braden was born. And as a matter of fact, he was born in November 2008. And I was just lost. And let me tell you, I tried to just go back and practice. I tried to get my license. It was just a rough time because that was right when the banks were not hiring anybody. That was right when the economy was really, really, really shaking at the beginning of 2009. So I really had to get things done in terms of developing who was I. I knew already that I wasn't gonna spend my next 10 years doing the same thing that I did for the last 10 years, which was practicing law. I actually got the lesson. I could no longer put all the eggs in one basket because that basket fell and so did my entire life. So I still had the debt, right? I still had to pay over $100,000 for my student loans. And what I'm doing, I'm just remarrying. I just want to take you back to that picture, right? I mean, I'm just with things very new on my personal level, but on the professional, I'm totally lost. And on top of that, we got pregnant back to back from Isabella. So that added another challenge. So what I did was actually to invest time in myself, to invest in personal development, to get a coach that really helped me to understand what was happening at that time in my career, what was happening with my vision, why I was feeling the way that I was feeling. So I realized that I was not alone. I realized that in moments when you feel that there's a lot going on in your life, that's exactly when you need to embrace the opportunity. And I did it. And I remember that this day, actually, we are celebrating my anniversary because this day, I still remember when I was invited by a company that I was pretty much like a testimony for their products. I just started to use these products. I lost a lot of weight, and they called me to do my story in front of hundreds of people. That was actually March 2011. So we are celebrating pretty much our anniversary. It's been 5 years since I became a full-time entrepreneur, marketing my vision and my coaching program using social media. It's been 5 years since I decided to just go all in, to just push really hard and see what happens. And this was the day. I still remember when they were preparing me for giving my story. This was my very first time ever. I'd never been a speaker before, and I'm just talking about my story. And they told me something. They said, just Jessica, just a little bit of advice. Just don't put the lawyer hat. Just get your heart out there and connect with people. For me, that was like a like a kick off, right? I'm like, wow, this is exactly what I need. I just need to be myself. I just need to forget about titles, ranks, and just connect with people. Since then, what I did was I started to just learn how to do online marketing, learn how to really get my brand, learn how to do a website, learn how to do the autoresponders, and little by little, my great business kept growing. And actually, I have been able to travel international, to build teams international, to connect with people just with my story. And what I embrace from my story is basically the challenges. I mean, I totally lost everything, and I just had to reinvent myself. And when you think that you're losing everything, you know what? That's when your opportunity is. I start making money. I start actually understanding how to bring traffic to my website. And this is what I actually teach on one of my classes as well, like how you can really bring rank on your website so you don't never run out of leads. And just when I thought that I was just, starting to learn a little bit, another opportunity came. So I actually started to open more international businesses. And here we are. My vision. I believe that you all have the ability to shine no matter what. If I did it with my background, not even being with sales, with marketing, not even mention that nobody told me how to do social media, you can do it too. Anybody can do it. So my mission is now help entrepreneurs to increase their revenue using social media. There's something that I learned, and it's like, imagine if you come to my house and I'm cooking these incredible brownies, and all of a sudden you ask me for the brownies, and I'm telling you, oh, don't worry, I ate them all. It's basically the same philosophy. Because I'm learning something that I know that someone will need it, I am in the duty to teach it. So that's when this platform to the academy that you guys are going to be learning in a couple of minutes later. But that's why I created the academy, because I needed to pass on this knowledge. I needed to solve every single person that was or is going through what I went through 5 years ago. I need to create a system so they don't go through the same struggles that I went, because I had to figure it out all on my own. Remember, back in then, like 5 years ago, there was not too much information. If you only see my first blogging post, I mean, they were just awful. But right now, what do we have? Guys, I mean, basically, Facebook is taking over. Facebook is an entire new planet. They took over WhatsApp. They took over Instagram. They bought it all. So we do have a very big community that we need to take advantage of. And if I can put you a big picture of how you're going to use your social media, think about it as a source to fill your funnel. So you're going to be prospecting, right? But you need to cultivate, you need to position yourself as an expert so you get ready for closing more deals and get your ideal clients to buy whatever it is that you're selling. Either is a service or is a product. Every single one of you want to create some aspect of revenue by a sale. So social media, it's going to be your way. You're basically one of the many ways to get prospects and become, capture leads. So the problem is that with so many people using the Facebook for doing business without paying Facebook that much, they changed the rules. They changed the algorithm. So the solution, basically, Facebook is now forcing us to be more authentic, to be socializing almost like a friend. So even though you might have a business fan page, you might notice that you're not getting too much engagement. And I do have another training on how to get your fan page with more engagement, and I invite you to ask me for that, because that's amazing. In just 15 steps, you can get your page up in your rank. But here's still the problem. You still need to engage on a daily basis with your page, even like treating it as you treat your Facebook personal page. So how do we start? And this will work for both, for your personal page and for your business page. How do we do it right? We want to start to understand and acknowledge the importance of branding. And branding is the marketing practice of creating a name, so you can get identified and you can get differentiated from another product or from somebody else that is doing another service. So the brand strategy basically is a plan. You do need a plan. You do need a strategy. You do need to know what channels are you going to use to distribute your content and your information. And here's the thing. What you communicate visually, verbally, through your videos, that is part of the strategy as well. We do give you a strategy like to do exactly the number of videos that you need to do, to post exactly in the way that you need to do, so you can become an expert in your topic. Now, for your branding, very important to know, it needs to be consistent. It needs to represent the added value. It allows you to charge more for your brand than what other people are doing, right? Because you're just now an expert. It requires, at the very least, that you answer the questions below. What's your mission? What are the benefits and features of your products or your service? What do your customers and prospects already think of your company? What qualities do you want them to associate with your company? Here's the challenge. Here's the challenge. The challenge is that when we are running a company like Doritos or Pizza Hut or any product that you can think of, it's easy, right? Because it's a product. But how do we brand us? How do you brand someone that is just a real person? It's very important that you understand that you need to be true to your brand. So your goal should be that you stand out from your crowd, that you understand that your expertise, whether you become an expert in all the issues that you have right now, because all your struggles, you're going to overcome them. And at somehow and some way, you're going to develop a system, right? So become an expert in your own circumstances. That should be your goal, because it's going to give you the story that people are looking for, okay? So your brand should be a reflection of who you are. Do you know what you believe? Do you know what you stand for? Do you know what your strengths and your weaknesses are? This is very, very important, because for your personal brand, your mask needs to be off, okay? You need to be afraid of being vulnerable. That's exactly what needs to happen. Remember back when I told you my story, I lost my house, I lost my car, I had to start from zero, okay? Totally from zero. Credit affected, income affected, I lost everything. So that is the way that I can connect with you, to let you know I'm a real person. I'm just like you, okay? How do we start? How do we start? So number one, understand people buy your values more than your products. And it's kind of interesting, because maybe if we were 8 years old, 9 years old, it's very easy to ask a child what they believe on, what they like, what they don't like. But as we grow, we get influenced. Our culture takes place, our friends kick in, and the people start influencing us. Then we go to college, our education, society, many things influence us. But we need to step back a little bit and then think about the times when you were happiest. Think about the times when you really were enjoying that moment and you were just in your maximum level of happiness. What were you doing? Were you with other people? Who were these people? What other factors contribute to your happiness? Why I wanted to go back there? Because that is exactly where your values are. You haven't changed. Maybe you have different circumstances, but you are you. Identify the times when you were the most proud. Use examples from your career, from your life. The other people share your pride. Who did it? Who's your number one fan? What other factors contribute to your feelings or of pride? Number three, identify the times when you were most fulfilled and satisfied. What need of desire was fulfilled? How and why did the experience give your life meaning? What other factors contributed to your feelings of fulfillment? I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that, oh my gosh, I came here for a class on how to use social media, and she's just digging into my feelings. Yes, that's exactly what I'm looking to get from you, your feelings. Number four, determine your top values based on your experiences of happiness pride and fulfillment. This is super, super important that you identify that. Once you identify all this bank of great memories, memories maybe when you won a race, maybe memories when you participate on a spelling bee contest and you really won, memories maybe when people or someone gave you a huge gift that you were not expecting. Maybe you got a surprise, maybe you got to go to a trip and you met incredible friends. Let me tell you something, my friend, you are here to win, okay? I know that you are here to win. All the experiences that we have in life are related to us winning something, and we cannot deny it, all right? So I hope that you can prioritize your top values. This might be probably the most difficult thing because maybe you have so many values that you think that you should be believing on those, but maybe those values are the ones that are also stopping you. So that's why it's important for me to ask you to go back and review in your life when you got lost. Maybe those moments are the most important ones because those are who define you, who you are. So this is when you must know which value is most important to you. Now, what you're gonna do on your house, on your home, maybe if you're driving, when you are just reviewing this recording, I want you to go ahead and interview yourself. Imagine if I'm interviewing you, okay? Imagine if I'm just a reporter and I want to do an article about you and about your business. And you're going to sit down and answer these questions. So how did you start? Why did you start it? And keep in mind, this will have vulnerability. This is going to tell us the real you. What was happening in your life that you could not hold it anymore? What problems did you solve? Which population need your product or service? Who is your ideal client? Who is not your ideal client? What program do you offer? Make it a system. How is your program different from what other people offer? When I say make it a system, what I mean with this is that you need to offer something that is unique to you, to your situation. Maybe you got to solve an issue that had to do with your health or with your nutrition. So now you want to share your experience. So that is your system. It's like in my case, I share my social media system. This is my system because it's the one that I use to create my income, okay? And what is unique is that it's the one that I live with. It's the one that I do every day. So I cannot tell you what other coaches are doing. I can tell you what I'm doing, and I can show you my results, all right? So that is what I wanted to create. I wanted to create something that is unique, pertaining to you and your story. So how do we step back and see the path that we are going to be walking to develop our system? You go back to your values, you review your story, and that's how you're going to come up with your system. The foundation of your brand is your logo. Once you have that system, once you have even the truth about your life, the truth about your story, and how you want to help millions of people, then let's talk about your logo. Your logo is the foundation of your brand. So everything must have it. Your website, packaging, all the shareables that you do using the social media, they need to have your logo. And make sure that the logo considers different elements, not just one image. It has your name, it has the name of your company, or it has the name of your service. For example, this is my logo. I want to lift businesses. I want to help people lift their business and get more revenue. So that's what I'm doing with Rockstar Social Media, created by CoachJessicaCampos.com. Look at this one, Aventura Life Coach. It's great. It's a tree of life. It gives multiple colors. I love it because it gives you the sense of balance, clarity, peace, right? This one is Live Life Now. So it tells you that it's more in the healthy, component. So those women, whenever you see the color of purple, magenta, those are attracting women. So fitness oriented, logos that have, pink, black, obviously they're going to attract more ladies, okay? So then after we have our logo, keep in mind I go fast, but you will be receiving this recording. Then you have to think about your tagline. This tagline, it's going to be either in your website, or it's also going to go in every single platform from your social media. So that's a memorable, meaningful, and concise statement that captures the essence of your brand. I'm just going to give you a couple of examples here. John Maxwell. I am an internationally respected leadership expert, speaker, coach, and author. This is my official Facebook fan page. Lisa Nichols, another of my favorite mentors, the breakthrough specialist, co-author, Chicken Soup for the Soul, teacher of The Secret, and author of No Matter What. So this is actually what they have on their tagline on Facebook, okay? Another of my mentors, Fabian Fredrickson, founder of the Client Attraction Business School, millionaire, mompreneur, speaker, best-selling author, clientattraction.com. Amy Porterfield, a very expert in social media. 7 easy-to-implement marketing strategies to get your business up and running on Facebook. So, as you can see, people have a tagline that is just 2 lines, and they are very precise in the description of the results that you create. So please take a moment, push the pause button if you are just in the recording of this call, or if you are live, please put a homework to develop your tagline. What is the service that you provide? What are the results that you provide? Are you an author? Are you a speaker? Are you a mompreneur? Are you an entrepreneur? Are you the owner of any particular system that you want to create right now? This is the time that you create your tagline, okay? Now, let's move into the aspects of how your marketing is going to be looking like. The colors matter, okay? People are going to respect more anything that has a black background with letters in blue. People are going to feel more kind of calm when they're going to use sea green on it. They associate health with green. People associate clearance and sales with the red, okay? Anything that has to do with pink, anything that has to do with purple, they actually are used for anti-aging, beauty products, anything that attracts ladies, okay? Then usually the call to action buttons are the ones are in orange, and also when you want to grab attention for buyers, you use the yellow colors. So just to give you an idea how the psychology of the colors do work, so when you pick your marketing materials, you just don't go and randomly pick any color. You understand how the colors are going to affect. Now, make sure that you're updating your timeline at least 3 times a day. And what's happening, that if you see the trends of pages are hitting millions of fans, millions of followers, millions of shares on a daily basis, are people that are creating value constantly. So it's not just putting a quote, it's not just putting your selfie, but be meaningful with your brand. Make sure that your brand has the message that people want to hear and want to share. This is one example. 7 things to never sacrifice for a relationship. This is just an example of, if you want to consider this, it's almost like a mini training, right? So let's then talk about the blueprint that I want you to have for your social media, okay? Now you know your brand. Now you know what training you're going to be creating, what's going to be your system. You have your logo, you have your tagline. Now let's talk about how are you going to bring this in using the social media. Number 1, definitely you are going to start with Facebook and work in your fan page, okay? Number 2, you're going to create your YouTube channel with at least 10 videos, and I do have a class on that. Number 3, please do not forget Google+, and please do not forget LinkedIn. In all of these social media platforms, your tagline is going to be the same, okay? Then we're gonna work in the Instagram platform. There, the tagline will be changing, as you might want to change the link, because Instagram only allows you to just do one link in your entire post. As you know, they only work using hashtags, but if you put any link, they're not going to work. So the only place where you put your link in is on your profile. So Instagram might change your tagline depending on what you want people to click on. And then Twitter. Please do not forget Twitter. We do have a Twitter domination training. It uses other software so you can understand how it works. And the same goes with Pinterest, right? We don't want to miss the opportunity in any of those most important social media. Now, you want to connect with people using Periscope, they see you live. You want to connect with people using WhatsApp because they can, even hear you when you record a voice note. Go ahead and be very consistent with your brand in all of these platforms, okay? So for those of you that say, I do want to get help, I need a mentor, I'm ready to play a bigger game, we do have a very special program. It's called the VIP program on the Rockstar Social Media School, okay? In that program, we are together for 6 weeks. So you and I are going to be together. We are going to be covering Facebook domination training. That's when I teach you how to use your profile, how to use groups, and how to get leads without paying. Then we're going to dig into the Facebook advertising training. I do have a very particular training on how you actually can get your clicks to 1 cent. I am going to cover about the Facebook for Business account. Then we're going to talk about personal brand and training. I'm going to teach you what are the apps that you want to use to create your videos. What do you use to create your pictures, your shareables, and your website. We are going to create your unique product. We are going to teach you how to do your signature talk, your own webinar, and we're going to get you ready to do your own webinar on the 7 steps to master the conversion process. So my intention is that you have leads, but you also convert them. And no worries, we do have also the psychology of closing sales as a bonus for people that take action, together with our special group in which I have a daily tip. I share videos, I share more and more information so you can really, really get it. The value of all of this is $1,300.81. You do not pay that. You only pay $497. You can even split that in 2 installments of $275 each. This is just an opportunity for you to play a bigger game. And if you do want us to do the job for you, we do have a platinum ticket option. This is for people that they also want to get their website done. This is for people that also want their fan page to be worked on. So we brand your social media, we prepare your website, that's in our cost. And you also are going to have in total 12 lessons because you have the 6 lessons from the group, and then you have the 6 private lessons, open topic to cover anything that you want to cover with me. I usually do one interview with you, so I will get you my assessment on what things you need, and then we go from there in terms of the 6 private coaching sessions, because I'm here to guide you and to take you from where you are right now to where you want to be in the next 12 weeks that we'll be working together. This platinum ticket actually is over $2,000 in value. Your final investment is only $1,650. You can pay that in 4 installments of $427. I do want to make myself very affordable, very available. I do want to give you all. And actually, if you sign up the platinum ticket, you're going to get also the VIP. So the total value of the tools are $3,531. You don't invest that. You only invest $1,650. Think about this. I'm sure that someone can even ask you just that for your website. So I'm including all for this amount, okay? This is the scenario where we do the classes. We do have a very private environment. You get to know other entrepreneurs. This is what other people are saying from the classes that I'm currently doing. This is our student Stacy. She says, I love the content in this class. Stacy is actually a life coach, and She said, this week I implemented one tip and I have 6 new fans and sent them all friend requests. This is easy baby step. Is building my confidence to step up and get into the social networking to grow my business. Here's Becca. She says, I love the fact that Facebook can give you limitless leads. This class gives you step-by-step details on how to get those leads. It also teaches you to adapt a more personal approach rather than a salesperson. I love it. Meet Susie. Susie says, this program is great. There is so much information and so much to learn about social media. It will build the confidence you need to get more business by showing step by step how to do it. Everybody will say that. It's because I am very meticulous on the steps. I am very meticulous on showing you the how. I'm not there to just give you a little bit of information and then ask you for thousands of dollars at the end. That is not just me. That's actually how people did to me, and I'm not cool with that, okay? I also have Chris Diaz. He majored in marketing from the University of Texas in Dallas. And even though marketing is something I studied, having someone successful like Jessica guide me has made a huge impact on how I work with my social media. Her class has plenty of information that you can use and implement into your business. And she goes step by step. Like, I tell you, this is what you're going to get. It's just a very, very particular on the steps that you need to take to become an expert in your field and really get things done. Diane says, I've been working hard, but now I'm working with Jessica. I'm finally working smart. She gets my vision, gets the industry, and she's incredibly knowledgeable. If I only started working with her sooner. Thanks, Diane. So here's what you do, guys. Basically, you go on the website, coachingonsocialmedia.com, Rockstar School. I have updated the payment plans and all the information that you need. It's all there, so you can make a decision and you don't hold from these at all. And you can actually, start working with me. We are currently doing the class. Here's me again. Oh, how are you? So we are currently finishing the group sessions, but I am going to start the new group session with new students, and that's going to be basically at the first week of April. But here's what we do. If you and I start working this week, we actually can start our first session, and I can start giving you the blueprints so you can be a little bit ahead of from the group. So I highly encourage you that if you're considering, let's just at least have a phone conversation in which you can let me know a little bit about your business, about you and your struggles, and we can actually go from there. Thank you so much for being here. I totally appreciate it, especially those that came last week and I was not able to give you the class. I'm so thankful that I get to teach you this class, and you'll be getting my recording soon. Thank you. This webinar is officially over. Bye-bye.